This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Monday morning to you. There's a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network, VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, and of course, Sirius XM channel 158. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin, new microphones, Kelly.
That's right, man.
So we're
It's a
going
big
with
day here at VSiN.
Kelly and I are convinced these are new microphones. Everybody behind the glass is like, y'all are idiots.
Yeah.
They're not new. They're the same mics.
They're really messing with my head actually now. Convinced. I'm determined to prove them wrong that these are new.
Brand new microphones, everybody. Hey, how's everybody doing? Super Bowl 60 week is here.
Yeah.
6 days away. Seahawks, Patriots. Seahawks still favored by 4.5. Still. As Lionel Richie once said with the Commodores. Still.
Man, have we okay, so 4.5 to 5.5 out there. There are multiple numbers available. This has seemed more painted than that at times, right?
Yeah. Still consensus 4.5.
The total 45 to 45.5, that hasn't moved in a few days now.
Yeah. What do you think? You have any sense of what's happening? Again,
I made some bets.
90% of Super Bowl bets happen Super Bowl weekend. So we can prattle on for these 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, we will. But I'm just saying, like, most of it happens in terms of handle then. So the final story has not been written, obviously, on whatever this movement's going to be. But who knows? Who knows? We'll see.
You're in at four, right?
Yeah.
Bought to 4. I sold to 5.5 last night, so I'm laying 5.5 in minus 102. And then I also laid an alt 9.5 at plus 190 with the Seahawks, and then I played them first quarter as well.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
All over
Played
the
a little,
place.
yeah.
There you go. On the show today, Wes Reynolds will join us. VSiN writer, co-host of Long Shots. It's called Long Shots. Greatest golf podcast there was. We'll talk college hoops with Wes. We got to talk Grammy Awards last night. Got to get Wes's reaction to the Grammys last night. I don't know if you saw Cher at the end.
I didn't watch a single minute of it.
Oh, she just botched everything. Will Hill texted yesterday in the group chat. She goes, Cher may have had work done. That was his text to everybody.
May have.
So great. No, she was supposed to read the nominees, and she forgot to do it, and that was the whole thing. And then when she announced the winner, she's like, Luther Grandos or something. We were like, what? So it was a whole thing. We'll talk to Wes about that, but we'll get his college basketball thoughts on the college basketball weekend that was. Some pretty important games as well. So we'll get Wes's plays today as well. I am doing, by the way, Adam Burke will join us a little later on to talk college hoops as well. I'm giving out my first season win total today in Major League Baseball. This is always fun.
Let's go.
This show and the podcast was undefeated all time till last year in terms of what my favorite season win total was. Season long, given pre-flop season win total in Major League Baseball. Until the Cleveland Guardians last year decided to go 14 games over 500 with a negative run differential, and I had the under. So the undefeated life is done there. I got my favorite play coming up. More importantly, perhaps, Jensen Lewis is going to join us here. Jensen's super kind because he just did VSiN by the books with Captain America Dave Ross, who apparently is very open about his political leanings now, if you just heard the last run-up of that show.
No, I did not.
No, he's very open about it now. We love Dave. He's the greatest guy ever. Jensen Lewis, of course, his co-host, will come on here. Jensen has multiple season win totals, multiple awards bets. I'm not sure how we're going to fit it in one segment, but we're going to try.
I should be fair. Every one of those that I sent you, he has not bet yet. Oh. He has circled, though, that he's going to pull the trigger on at least most of those.
So we'll get to
after the Super Bowl.
We'll get to as many as we can.
Yeah, that's kind of his short list, if you will. All right. Get ready for MLB futures.
And then Kelly doesn't come in unless we talk Giannis next team, so we got to do that as well.
Yep, that's right.
That's the rule. He's like, I'm not coming to work unless we talk about that. By the way, I was in San Francisco this weekend. I texted Bill 80. I'm like, hey, should I stay here for a radio? I was trying to figure out a way to stay in San Francisco. He was like, why don't you bring it in?
Well, we got a couple guys out there.
I thought about it. Right, Dustin Sweetelson is
Dustin
there.
and JVT.
JVT is there as well. JVT was asking me for restaurant recommendations.
Yeah, we'll hopefully get him on here one morning.
I thought about it, and then I was like, oh, thank God I'm not staying here because I actually live in San Francisco. The Super Bowl is nowhere close to San Francisco.
How far of a drive is that?
I would have had to driven the 101 45 minutes each way every morning. So I was like, yeah, I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good. Oh, cool. Okay, we have by the way, before we start anything, I do have a tennis. So I don't know if it's started yet. Let me check.
Oh, okay.
My internet's not working on my laptop, so let me check over here. I had 3 plays in tennis last night. The first 2 split, so you missed nothing. The one that remains in Abu Dhabi is Alexander Iyala. It has not started yet. I'm on Alexandra Iyala, the Filipina, going up against Zainab Sanmez, who's the Turkish phenom. Iyala is the play on the ladies' side if you want some morning tennis action. So Alexandra Iyala, who I got, and I think you can even get a better number than I got on her.
I'm seeing plus
right
102 at DraftKings.
Oh, yeah, I was minus 107. So your number is better, 9 cents better than I had. But Alexandra Iyala is the play this morning in tennis, the last of the 3 plays, which, again, tennis will now go in the background now that the Australian Open is done. But I suppose we should put a postscript on that tournament.
Yeah, for sure,
before
man.
we move on, in case you missed it. Over the weekend, Elena Rybakina wins the ladies' side, her second major, her second slam in her career. She won Wimbledon a few years back. Now she wins the Australian Open. Good on her. She was the best player in the tournament, without question. She deserves it. And she wins her second set. She beats Arina Sabalenka. By the way, Sabalenka was up in the final set, the third and deciding set, 3-love. And before you could say, what's this, as Steve Fezzik would say, it was 5-3 the other way. And Rybakina was on her way. And then Carlos Alcaraz, congratulations to anybody who had Rybakina. Congratulations to anybody who had Carlos Alcaraz to win. Carlitos wins his 7th major at the age of 22, and he completes the career slam, Kelly, beating Novak Djokovic in 4 sets. Novak, by the way, the first set, Novak was like vintage Novak. You're like, I cannot believe this is happening.
I laid the money line. Like, I laid it with Alcaraz, and like after that first set, I was like, "Oh, great!"
No, after the first set, I hit Alcaraz twice.
Nice,
it was beautiful. It's the best live betting tournament I can ever remember.
I couldn't go back to it. Like I got in before the match.
I had
on
nothing.
the money line.
I had nothing pre-flop. He was down a set. It's like, okay, bang bang on Alcaraz.
No, and to your point, like Joker looked good too.
He looked
good.
fantastic. And then you know what happens? We often say this in betting that we can't really. There's no science to this, obviously. But if you like win a bet, you get butt lucky on a bet that you're not supposed to win. For me, it usually, then it's 2 weeks of like really good betting coming up. It's the opposite too. If you lose a bet in a bad beat, you've got like 3 weeks of horror in front of you. It's just this weird thing with betting. Well, Carlitos won a net cord point at one point, and it was just like everything turned at that point. And he's incredible. Just to give you a sense though, he just won the career slam at the age of 22.
That's incredible.
Like the very few people that have won career slams did it when they were like 29 years old.
Yeah. Yep.
The Rafa Nadals and the Andre Agassi's of the world and the Federers of the world. So, and the Novaks. But for him to do it at 22 is insane. And he breaks, so as long as we're talking about Novak trying to get to 25, breaking the tie with Margaret Court across gender, Carlos breaks the tie with Iga for the most current slams among active players. Gets the 7 first.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
Iga was 6 now still. So there you go. And those are the 2 players that we've talked about for years and years and years, made much more money on Iga. But Carlos, we used to bet clay court tournaments late night in Latin America, man, when he was a little kid. It's just incredible. What a player.
Do you think, that accomplishment, right? Like the career Grand Slam at age 22. And
insane.
Like, are these guys, this generation, just never going to get enough love because of what the Federers and Nadals did before?
Yeah, it's the same thing with that generation, like the John Isners of the world, right? Yeah. John Isner, who won, 10 tournaments, I guess, in his career, whatever.
Never stood a chance.
He was like, he goes, they're greedy. I hate them. He's being sarcastic, but he's like, your career is colored by, it's like the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard thing. Tommy Hearns happened to live at the same time that those guys did. If he lived in any other era, we speak about him differently.
Yep.
But that's just how it is sometimes. So congratulations to all who cashed on both of those. Now tennis will be largely for VSiN subscribers now, VSiN.com/picks until we get to Indian Wells, and then we'll start talking more about that. We do know now where every NFL coach is going to be, or at least we know that every team has its guy, as the final 2. I guess, technically speaking, we don't have yet the Raiders vacancy filled, but it will be Clint Kubiak. That's the worst-kept secret going. Once the Seahawks complete the Super Bowl, Clint Kubiak, their offensive coordinator, will become the Raiders head coach by all accounts. And, of course, the one that closed it out before that, Mike LaFleur now, the Rams offensive coordinator, formerly, becomes the Arizona Cardinals head coach. In a bit of an upset, I guess, based on Kalshi markets. Mike LaFleur is your Arizona Cardinals head coach. So there it is. There are the 10 vacancies all filled if you allow Kubiak to be included in that. And so I ask you, Kelly Bidlin, from a completely subjective standpoint, as you head into next year, thinking about bets, do you like one more than the others? Do you hate one more than the others?
I like Jesse Minter to Baltimore. I do. I like that they grabbed the OC from Chicago. I'm interested to see how that works out. Obviously, you're bringing in a non-play caller in at offensive coordinator. Be interested to see his transition to taking over play calling. I like Minter. Is it really going to influence bets for me going forward? I don't know about that because we haven't seen a track record with him, right?
Sure.
Like, if I really thought there was a great head coach coming in that called plays or something like that on the offensive side, yeah, that might influence things for me.
It's kind of why you and I don't linger on this as much as others do.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think, if Joe Brady is the guy for Josh Allen, then, that's an upgrade, right? If Josh Allen feels more confident and he gets more out of that offense with Joe Brady, then I think that's a good move too, but I don't know that I'm running to factor that in.
Is there any doubt that Josh Allen made that pick? Or
endorsed? He was definitely involved, yeah.
He was in the room. Mike McCarthy to the Steelers remains for me the only just kind of noteworthy one, because the other 9, I'm not going to pretend that I know how it's going to go.
I agree.
I'm not going to pretend I know how it's going to go with Mike McCarthy. I'm just the most surprised by that one.
Me too.
The fact that the Steelers have only had 3 coaches in their history. They were all young defensive guys, Knoll, Cowher, Tomlin. They all lasted there more than 15 years as young men. This is kind of not that, right? This is the opposite of all of that. You have an offensive guy. He's older. He's established, at least in other places. So that was the most surprising to me.
Who made him grab a suit out of his closet from the 90s, by the way, to throw on for that press conference?
Mrs. McCarthy.
Mrs. McCarthy.
She did. She was like, you wear that one, Michael. I believe is how that went. We'll come back. Giannis, next team. Jensen Lewis, all his baseball, not all of them. We'll get to as many as we can. Baseball season longs. It's a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Laptop or phone, couch or sportsbook, VSiN goes where you go. Wherever you watch VSiN, the experience stays seamless. Live shows, replays, and sports-specific clips all at your fingertips. VSiN Watch puts you in the driver's seat. Available in Roku, Samsung, Amazon, iOS, Android, app stores, or get it direct from the source at VSiN.com. Download VSiN Watch today on your favorite app store and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Coming up on the next edition of Follow the Money, Super Bowl week is here. We'll hear from the players with Media Day. Warren Sharp with angles on props and who does he like. Good NBA card. We also react to the weekend with a UFC card, golf, and a lot of hoops in college and the NBA. Follow the Money, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, Sirius XM Channel 158. Make sure you check out the website for all the betting tools and analysis, or get the VSiN Watch app.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
We are heading into Big Game 60, and this is your last chance to lock in the lowest price we've ever offered on the VSiN Pro annual subscription. Right now, save $60 off the regular annual price when you sign up using promo code ANG.
ANG, as in a numbers game.
VSiN Pro gives you daily best bets, real-time DraftKings and Circa betting splits, AI-powered prop tools plus 24/7 video, and full show replays on the VSiN Watch app. You also get our Super Bowl betting guide featuring in-depth team breakdowns, Steve Makinen's Super Bowl simulation with player projections and picks and best bets from VSiN hosts and experts. This offer expires after the big game. Don't miss it. Visit VSiN.com/subscribe. Use promo code ANG. That's VSIN.com/subscribe.
$180, man.
180, dude.
Lowest ever? How's Wyatt going to get paid?
Is that lowest ever?
So that's what it just said in the copy. Lowest ever. $180. Go VSiN.com. Get it.
How are we making money on that? What a deal.
That is a deal. That is a steal.
Oh, I know you were waiting to hear about this, Kelly. Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, what happened this morning? You do a little head fake?
Groundhog Punxsutawney Phil has seen his shadow, predicting 6 more weeks of winter. That's the word.
Come on, Phil.
Sorry, East Coasters.
Get it together.
Northerners.
How often is there a new Phil?
Oh, that I don't know.
Like every 5 years?
I don't know. Of course, on Twitter, you know what happens with anything like this?
Oh, I saw it all over the place.
Of course, somebody comes on and is like, hey, just an annual reminder, there's no bigger fraud in the world than Punxsutawney Phil. 35% lifetime correct prediction rate. Did the sun rise yet, merchant? Oh, I think he's being sarcastic.
They've been doing this since 1887? Jeez.
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday, that first time.
The legend claims he gained 7 years of life by drinking a magical elixir of life every summer at the Groundhog picnic. Did you know that part of it?
They did not.
I know that part of it.
Wow. 139 years then they've been doing this.
Groundhog's lifespan is normally 6 to 8 years.
Oh, there you go. You do the math.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. It's we've had about,
Had a lot of Phils.
18 or 19 of them, I guess is what we're saying.
Oh, just heard back from my friend Matt Brown.
No, excuse yeah. I'm sorry, yeah.
Who does text me. They got new mic stands.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it is new mic stands.
At least.
All right, so we were right.
Yep.
These people. By these people, I mean the people behind the glass. Jeez. All right, Giannis. We have any updates to this? So we talked about Giannis. We talked about Giannis. What are the Bucks going to do? Are they going to trade him before the trade deadline? Are they going to wait till the offseason to do so? Because there's a case to be made that they wait till the offseason, brings some other teams into the mix in terms of being able to offer a first-round draft pick, that kind of thing. At least you have a better sense of what's going on. The biggest move is, by the way, stays with Milwaukee, therefore remains the favorite at -123. Biggest move on the teams. This has come my way. So I made a bet on the Warriors at plus 488 as the yes. You're laughing.
Back to 334. It's just amazing with these.
It moves, right? This is via Kalshi. Prediction markets, y'all. Get with it. Warriors plus 270 is what we're showing. Kelly just updated it. So it's just north of $3 now for the Warriors. They're they're the short shot among teams not named the Milwaukee Bucks. Then it's the Heat and Knicks, both long shots, by the way, 11-1, 13-1-ish. Bulls, T-Wolves, on and on and on till the break of dawn. Now, the Warriors are, as I pointed out last week, and the reason I bet them, it's really the package that makes sense pre-trade deadline. Trade deadline, by the way, this Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, should be noted. So if something goes down, it goes down before Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. But the Warriors can give the Bucks a package of draft picks that none of these other teams can, quite frankly, pre-trade deadline. So that's the reason I bet the Warriors, and it makes all too much sense. Again, the point being with those draft picks, the Warriors can convince themselves, hey, as long as Steph is still a top 10 NBA player, and what's that window? Another year or two? I mean, at some point, the man becomes too old, right? Yeah. He's 38, or about to be 38. They say, well, Giannis, let's make it worth Steph's while here. He's been the greatest player, we could ever have imagined him to be. 4 championships, changed the game, greatest shooter of all time. Let's get Giannis in here. What a combo. Will there be a better combo, a better 2-player combo than Giannis and Steph in a postseason? And they can convince themselves of that, whether you believe it or not. Mm-hmm. The Bucks, on the other hand, can say to themselves, hey, we get all these picks from the Warriors. And by all these picks, I mean a bevy of them. I'm talking about like 2026, 2027, 2029, 2031 first rounders. There's also a way to give them 26, 28, 30, 32, along with a 2031 swap. There's all kinds of deals. The Warriors have multiple first rounders to give the Bucks. The Bucks can convince themselves, hey, if we get all these picks, Steph's going to retire at some point, and despite having Giannis, the Warriors are going to suck. Even though the Warriors then also get to say, well, we'll have Giannis, so when Steph finally does retire, we'll still be relevant with Giannis. Giannis' contract, it should be pointed out, expires after next year. So that's the other thing. Giannis could put his finger on the scale or tip the scale here by saying, hey, the only team I'm going to re-sign with is, I don't know, the Knicks or something like that. He could alter this. But so far he hasn't done that in terms of re-signing. So anyway, that's where it is right now.
I actually played a little Knicks No this morning. So Brian Windhorst did jump on. I saw him on ESPN this morning talking about it. And just said the Knicks are not really in this conversation right now from what he's hearing, and really haven't been involved. I think if you saw that game last night against the Lakers, and this goes back to what James Dolan said in the offseason, I think he's going to hold this starting group their feet to the fire a little bit and make them play, and said, hey, they should be able to win a championship with this group. The other part that's weird about it, Gil, is we talk about making this move before the trade deadline. Okay, the Knicks, what can the Knicks trade, right? We went over this last week, and it's going to involve some of their star players. So are the Knicks willing to take a back seat right now to the rest of the Eastern Conference and move players out and not have Giannis ready to go right away? Remember, Giannis coming off a calf injury. He says he's going to play again this year. That came out yesterday. But we don't know when he's going to be back for any team that he plays for. So the Knicks are supposed to go without like 2, 3, 4 significant pieces out of their lineup for weeks.
And that's a good point. But again, even before, remember what I said with all those first-round picks from the Warriors? By comparison, the Knicks, the most the Knicks can offer in terms of future, because really, what are the Bucks looking for? They're looking for young talent, which the Warriors don't have, by the way. But they're looking for young talent, but mainly they're looking for future capital, right, with draft picks, a.k.a. draft picks. The Knicks can, at the most, offer a 2030 and 2032 first-round swap. Mm-hmm. By comparison to what the Warriors can give them in Warriors largely controlled first-round picks, right? So the Bucks don't even have to worry about any shenanigans with conditional picks where it's protected, non-protected, that kind of thing. The Knicks don't even compare to what the Warriors can offer. By the way, the Heat can offer more than the Knicks can, too. The Knicks make no sense whatsoever.
I mean, both those teams, I think the Heat and Knicks are still in it. I think it makes more sense, though, if it was the Heat or Knicks, that this happens after the season.
Yes, and the Knicks can still look at the standings right now and say to themselves, the only team in this conference that has a better record than we do is the Pistons. So we're still we're tied for number 2 seed. And why do we really want to mess with this?
And like you talked about with Steph saying, the Knicks could also sit there in the locker room and say, there's no team better than us in the Eastern Conference.
Yep. Yes, absolutely. They can absolutely say
I don't really get the Bulls odds on here, Gil.
I don't know.
This has not been a very wide open conversation about the Chicago Bulls going after Giannis. So that number keeps coming down. It's like 17-1 now.
And we had also mentioned last week, for those who missed it, that teams like the Rockets, OKC, that were previously mentioned once upon a time. Excuse me, not OKC, but like the Spurs,
Atlanta, and Toronto.
Yeah, it's like the Spurs are having such a great season. Why would they mess with it? Only OKC has a better record than them. And the Rockets, right, also having a really fine season, number 4 seed right now in the West. Why do you mess with that? So there's a bit of that going on. So anyway, the good thing about all this, Kelly, is we will know by Thursday, right? It's either before that to the Warriors, I think, or it's just after that. We're waiting till the end of the season, and that's that.
Yep, I think so too.
Then I have no idea why Kelly will come into work after that, because we won't have to talk about it. I don't know what your new conditional thing will be.
That's right.
So you made a bet on the no. This is the nice thing about prediction markets, right? You can bet no's, and even though the no is a minus 1567, we call it bankroll building.
I was just going to say, it's not like it's a big bet for me, but I just took a piece of that here in some of this news this morning. And like we talked about it all last week. I don't think the Knicks are out of it. I just think this is a market specifically, if you're betting into that closes this week after the trade deadline. So if it's Heat or Knicks, I think it's probably more likely after the season.
Thunder beat the Nuggets last night, 121-111. Thunder looked good in that game against Jokic and the Nuggets. SGA looked good. Cavs got a career-high 40 from Jared Allen. They beat the Blazers last night. Knicks beat the Lakers. by 12. LeBron, 22 All-Star games. A record that will never be broken, by the way.
You would think.
22 All-Star games. And then the Pistons beat the Nets by 53. Just in case you thought the NBA didn't break out last night, the NBA did break out. Pistons beat the Nets by 53.
Gil, I believe the second game in as many weeks, the Nets have lost by over 50.
Yeah.
So, something to keep in mind out there for betting NBA down the stretch.
The association, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Jensen Lewis is coming. He's got 4 season win totals for us in Major League Baseball. A man who actually played the game. 4 season win totals, and then we'll see if we can get some more out of him as well in terms of some awards or leaders that he wants to bet as well. Jensen Lewis on the other side. Baseball on a numbers game at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Time. There's nothing more valuable. It's what drives everyone to make the most of every moment. We celebrate living large in the now. In a city where time disappears, we create experiences that electrify the soul and memories that will last forever. We go big, we go all night, and here, everyone is invited. So get loose and get loud.
This is Circa. You'll have the time of your life.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on the numbers game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Gil Alexander, Kelly Midland, producer number 9. So much more than a producer. Big day producing on Friday by you.
I got a couple more here. Danny's Montana.
Wow.
Yeah, next couple days. Yeah.
Hey, what's he doing in Montana? Oh, don't answer that. I know. That's right. Don't answer that. Ladies and gentlemen, he's kind enough to stay a half hour and beyond the 3 hours that he just did on By the Books, which precedes us each and every Monday through Friday morning here. He does it with Captain America Dave Ross. Jensen Lewis now joining us, courtesy of Progressive Guest Line. How you doing, Jensen? Thanks for being here.
Good to be with you. Happy New Year, boys. You guys are the first show I've done a hit on so far on VSiN in 2026. So honored as always to be with you.
Wow. Well, they banned you in January, apparently, Jensen.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's spring training for everybody.
All right, well, let's get into this. No time for small talk because you got a bunch of stuff to get into. Let's start with your favorite season win totals, and let's begin with sort of the bottom of the barrel. The Rockies are set at 52.5. You think this is too low?
I do. A couple of ways to go about it, guys, and one where you're looking at historic lows from a couple of franchises the last handful of years. But I also, when I look at win totals, will factor in where the last 2 months of a season were. And as you mentioned with the Rockies, a bit more improvement. It may not feel that way in the win-loss column. But the way that lineup really started to produce with Hunter Goodman having such a great season, the pitching, you're just going to kind of have to live with what you have there. But I think the lineup will be better, and I think that gets them into a few more situations where they can close out some games. Victor Vodnik, nice little closing addition for them, is going to be good for the back end of their bullpen. So I do like the Rockies over. The White Sox feel like the most active team in the American League Central. They were at it again. They got Jordan Hicks last night, day before that, in a trade with Boston. They've really augmented their lineup. Munetake Murakami, I think, is going to be a very viable candidate in the American League Rookie of the Year race. Wouldn't mind wanting to get him at double digits to win the award. I think you can also look at where their pitching staff, you may not be able to walk down Michigan Ave here, Gil, but and ask any just common Chicago fan, hey, can you list the starting 5 for the Chicago White Sox? But people are going to know their name, I think, once you get to the midway point of this season. I think Chicago, very viable. I like them over 66.5. The Tigers' underplay is purely on how long does Tarek Skubal stay in a Detroit uniform. And I think at some point you really have to ask the question, if you're the Tiger front office, are you willing to stay all the way through to the trade deadline, or do you have to seriously entertain what you're looking at? Just a little theater and a little color for you guys. His arbitration hearing is Wednesday this week in Arizona, and you are going to see fireworks because they are so far apart in extension talks. I cannot imagine what record set will end up coming out of that arbitration proceeding. So I think it's the Tigers under. And guys, the second half hangover offensively, thank God they matched up against my Guardians, who can't hit to save themselves in any stretch. The last team is the Red Sox. I'm going to err on the side of being a former pitcher. When you line up that kind of a rotation, the Red Sox feel like the Seattle of the East. They did so much in getting Ranger Suarez and Sonny Gray. I think Brian Bayo has pressure lifted from him. Farther down in the rotation, Garrett Crochet going to be right in there for the AL Cy Young again this year. I don't think we have as much of a fall off without Alex Bregman. If you guys go back and do a statistical comparison between Alex Bregman the last 3 years and Wilson Contreras, who's now going to be their full-time DH, it's pretty startling how similar the numbers are between Bregman and Contreras. What I'm worried about is Bregman was such a veteran influence, and so many guys played so much better with him around. Do you lose some of that, even with Roman Anthony coming back? I think Anthony's going to be an MVP candidate, but I absolutely, Gil, love not only the rotation, but man, Aroldis Chapman just continues to defy Father Time with what he does in the back end of the bullpen.
Couple things there. One, I love the Contreras versus Bregman thing because people are going to be wowed by one name, the bigger name over the other. And we always try to stress here, it's like what you are doing is replacing the actual production, right? You can't be
correct.
You can't be mesmerized by names. The other thing, going back to the White Sox, I love that one because you always, and I'll do my season win segment coming up later, but you always have to really think, okay, what were they last year? They won 60 games, but what should they have been, right? They should have been a 70-win team, right? They were a 70-win team disguised as a 60-win team. So even starting at that baseline, before you even get into all the stuff you were talking about, you would think big things coming up, or bigger things. Let's not say big things, but bigger things coming up for the White Sox this year. All right, NL Cy Young. I'm smiling as I look at these because a couple names that we're all familiar with. Jacob Misiorowski, who, remember, after 5 starts was in an all-star game, wasn't quite as great after that necessarily, but still was certainly everything the Brewers could have wanted from him. And then Cade Horton, who folks, were absolutely betting on to win Rookie of the Year last year, and that didn't really manifest. So you got them both for Cy Young.
I do. Let's start with Misiorowski, and he'll play that number 2 starter role in my estimation, with Brandon Woodruff coming back and healthy. If you want a super long shot, and I know we don't have it on the full screen, but one to verbally give you guys, Brandon Woodruff to have the most wins as a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball for pizza money, just because with the way that the Brewers defy logic, especially the last couple of years, if he stays healthy, then he's going to be in a lot of those games with his return, and hopefully he can. I think Miz is viable just because you're going to get the narrative. You mentioned it. If he's going to make an all-star team after 5 starts, then what is he like getting the shackles taken off him for a full season in a rotation? And he's going to have to be a guy that they lean on if they're going to get back to a postseason berth without Freddie Peralta in that rotation. Cade Horton, guys, if you look at the numbers, before he got hurt in September, not only, Gil, were we talking about Rookie of the Year, you were seriously looking at a helium alert with him in the NL Cy Young race. Now, was he going to run down Skeens and Christopher Sanchez? Probably not, but you have to respect where that market really moved positively in that manner. If he kind of has a PCA, a Pete Crow Armstrong start to this year that PCA had last year, remember that MVP number for PCA came cascading down. I think Cade Horton could be very viable. He's going to have the narrative. The Cubs are going to be a very publicly talked about team. So at 150 to 1, I can think of worse numbers to be able to get behind in that award market.
And if folks listen to Buy the Books with you and Dave on a weekly basis during baseball season, they know you're very high on Roman Anthony of the Red Sox. You have taken it to the hilt this year.
I think that you have to get at least a voter fatigue factor with, Judge has won the MVP 3 the last 4 years. Can he three-peat? Absolutely he can. But will we get to a point where the narrative ends up being, okay, if the Red Sox win the East over the Yankees, don't you have to look at, who is a big reason why? Obviously, health last year derailed Roman Anthony's second half of his season. It was a big loss for them. I am hearing reports before they get to camp that Alex Cora does not want him to hit leadoff, wants to slide him to the 2 spot. And that would be phenomenal in my mind for production and not only the RBI opportunities, but I just think you get a lot more bang for your buck. Seeing him, north of 20, 25 to 1 in some markets, and obviously respect there to what Judge has done. But I think it's worth, before the season starts, to have a little bit of that in your portfolio. One I'm very intrigued of, and just younger guys, is that AL Rookie of the Year market. If you have not read up on Colt Emerson, a top organizational prospect right now on the position player side for the Seattle Mariners, they may have a need for the left side of the infield if J.P. Crawford doesn't get off to a good start, and they technically don't really have a third baseman at this point. Could he play either of those positions? I think so. If you want him up the middle, you could probably do it as well. So I think at 25 to 1, you're going to hear a lot about Kevin McGonigal with the Detroit Tigers, 8 to 1. Carter Jensen, great namesake, so he should already be a favorite in that market with the Kansas City Royals. Probably does a bit more DHing for them. But I'm anxious to see where that AL Rookie of the market really plays out.
All right, so Colt Emerson to win AL Rookie of the Year at 25 to 1. Jensen also has Connor Griffin of the Pirates to win NL Rookie of the Year at 8 to 1, and Charlie Condon of the Rockies at 16 to 1. I want to skip ahead, Joe, though, Jensen, in the interest of time, because I want to get to some of these other ones. Most home runs. Joe Caglianone, 75 to 1, and Giancarlo Stanton at 200 to 1.
Quickly on Jack Caglianone, they moved the fences in at Kauffman Stadium by about 10 feet down the lines. And if there's anyone that has more light tower power than Jack Caglianone, it's Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, watch exit velos for both these guys. It is absolute insanity. And so I think Cags with an opportunity, if he really corrects the swing decisions and limits more swing and miss, Gil, I think he's a shoo-in for at least 30, if not 35 or more home runs.
Most RBI, Pasquantino of the Royals, Vinny Pasquantino at 35-1. Nick Kurtz, the upstart for the A's. Man, I love him, 60-1.
Wow. What a lineup the Athletics are going to have. I not only Kurtz for most RBI, but look at him in a potential AL MVP market too. I know his number's way down, but my God, that lineup is going to be really good. And I'll throw Logan Gilbert and Jacob Mizorowski in that most strikeouts season-long prop comment as well.
Jensen, thank you so much. We got it all in there. Most of it anyway.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Beautiful.
Get some sleep.
You got it, buddy.
Thank you, Jensen. Appreciate
we'll try.
it. Jensen can be found, by the way, on Twitter at JLew50. That's JLEW 50. Coming back. Country Clubbing next on A Numbers Game.
This Sunday, Big Game 60 takes over, and VSiN's got every angle covered. Start with VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show at 9 a.m. Eastern. Then roll into a numbers game, prop points, and money moves leading up to kickoff. At 6 p.m., it's Big Game Betting live from Vegas, tracking props and delivering sharp live betting insight as the game unfolds. Then at 10, we're cashing out, grading bets, and breaking down the big game. Check out VSiN.com for all the action and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Join the guru, John Hansen, at the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports on Prop Points, only on VSiN.
You know what? I'm going to blame Andy Reid for cronyism because Matt Nagy stinks. A guy like Jefferson, you got to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem, and he's been part of the problem.
John and his guests will help you find the connection between the two and give you his expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
It is Super Bowl week at ProfitX. From same-game parlays and player props to Super Bowl props and more, ProfitX has you covered, including 0% commission on the coin toss. Get your bankroll ready for Super Bowl props, college basketball, and all the action this weekend with competitive pricing across the board. And don't forget to take advantage of ProfitX's 20% purchase match before the big game. Download ProfitX now and experience the future of winning. Use promo code VSiN to get started. Our Super Bowl betting guide is coming out. You get your picks in there, Kelly, before the deadline this morning?
Yes, I did.
I sure did. Thanks for letting me know the deadline was this morning.
Yeah, no
Kelly.
problem.
Appreciate it.
I think I kept pushing back those Burke emails last week when I was out. Like, started sending when I was out. I was like, yeah, I'll get to this.
Yeah, man. So we're all in there. Everybody on the network. I don't know about everybody, but most people on the network with their Super Bowl play, their MVP play, and their favorite prop play will be in the Super Bowl betting guide coming out here this week. So we look forward to that. We get tweets at Beating the Book. Always appreciate the feedback from everybody. This is from Chris Heath. The Peppermill in Reno still has 5.5 on the board. I took the Patriots just to look sharp. That's right. You do your thing, Chris.
There you go.
Show everybody how sharp you are. JB Uncle Bush. With so many first-year coaches, so this is an interesting point. So with so many first-year coaches in the NFL, does that shorten the market/options for Coach of the Year next season, as there have only been 4 first-year Coach of the Year winners all time, and 2 were from the 50s? Yeah.
Man,
I think you're probably right? Take 10 off the board. Not all first-time coaches, though. That's the thing, right?
Yeah. I don't. The only thing that's interesting about that is, don't you feel like this award market is moving more towards like that first or new coach? Because like we saw, if Vrabel gets it, right?
Yeah.
New coach, at least.
Well, right.
New coach with New England.
Yes, that's why that's why I distinguish. I'm like, not first-time coaches.
But like, okay, Mike McDonald in the mix. He's a second-year guy.
Yep.
Ben Johnson's name was up there this year, and I think deservedly so. That's a very, very interesting stat.
Right.
And great question. I don't know that. No, I don't know that I'm going to gravitate towards coaches that have been in the league longer necessarily.
I don't know. I understand the point though, because it's like, would you? I don't know. Do you think Mike LaFleur, if they had a good season in Arizona, would be a Coach of the Year candidate? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, sure. If anybody does,
maybe.
If anybody does what the Patriots or Seahawks did this year, you're right in that. You're right in that conversation.
Yeah. Well, Brian Schaefer, sleeper team for Giannis is the Sixers. He says their package will be the best. VJ Edge coming 2-1s next year. They have the Clippers one. That package will be better than the Warriors, but I hope it doesn't happen because I love VJ. You think the Sixers would give up VJ in a Giannis deal?
I don't think so.
I don't think
they're
so
like
either.
currently kind of saving face right now with how this team is playing. Well, you know how this works, Gil. Of course, I go on here Friday and I take 20 seconds to speak positives about the Philadelphia 76ers. I swear this has happened before. I meant to text you on Saturday. Wake up the next day and bad Sixers news.
Yeah.
Paul George out 25 games.
He violated the drug policy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the hesitance of your question because
I had to word it properly.
No. The Hardwood Handicappers chat did immediately go to 25 games, huh?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
What are we talking about? Steve the Proxy. Listened to the Megapod last week. Heard Tim Lawson casually mentioned going to the Slaughterhouse concert at the Hard Rock in 2012. Was amazing. You have to be a huge hip-hop head to casually mention that 14 years later. I know. I was there. I still think about it. You know what's interesting, Steve, is I basically lived at the Hard Rock in 2012, and I did not attend the Slaughterhouse concert 2012 at the Hard Rock. Hard Rock in 2012. Was Babes still there? Or Babes was even 10 years before that. But that was a heck of a venue in 2012. People used to hang out there all the time. Like the Blink 182 guys were in there all the time, just hanging out.
Really?
Hard Rock was just an amazing place. Danny Brumet, what hour was the Ross political rant? Got to hear that. No rant. He didn't have a rant. He just casually thrown it and goes, I like this game plan like I like my politics. Conservative. That's what he said. It wasn't a rant.
Is that what he actually said? That's
great. Dave Ross is just very open about stuff. I was very impressed.
Oh,
good for him. Good for him. You want to go a little country club in here?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Low sticks. No low sticks. We were watching off air here a second ago. Caitlin Clark. With Caitlin Clark present.
So funny.
With Caitlin Clark on desk. Maria Taylor asking Reggie Miller, among others.
Carmelo.
Carmelo.
Yeah, it's just those two.
And Carmelo. Who does Caitlin Clark remind you of? and Reggie Miller, first name out of his mouth, goes Peyton Pritchard. Caitlin Clark visibly distressed by that answer.
Oh my God. I heard about this last night. I didn't go watch the video though until right now. I didn't realize that she was on desk with him, like right next to him.
It's like Peyton Pritchard, really?
She's doing the nice like media smile too as he starts talking. She's like,
yeah,
and then just immediately her face loses the smile completely.
By the way, I'm glad you bring up the media thing. This is very inside baseball, but this is interesting to me.
Yeah.
So that's, in other words, is Caitlin Clark as good as Peyton Pritchard? No, nobody's saying that. But of all the NBA players you would compare her to with her presence, right? Maybe you could be a little more complimentary.
What's great is you can't have this conversation without insulting someone.
That's right. You must be a little more gracious than that. At least I would think you would be.
Yeah,
in terms
me
of
too.
your answer. But apparently Reggie Miller cares not.
It's the like it might be a fair comp, right?
Yeah.
It's just the okay, like Reggie, don't be so serious about this, right? Which star does this star remind you?
The reason I'm interested in this because if you watch the Australian Open coverage keenly, right? So Malika Andrews, first time tennis coverage.
How was it, by the way?
Her coverage of
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So I watched a lot, but it was on mute.
She was fine.
Okay.
She was fine. Katie George was great first week. She was fine the second week. But, that's the graciousness of responses, right? Sometimes she's asking Chris Eubanks questions that are open-ended, not the most deep dive tennis questions. And even if they stray into, I don't know what she's going for there, it's incumbent upon the person answering the question to be gracious in the response, to not make the interviewer look bad.
Right, yes.
Right? Chrissy Everett is the Reggie Miller of that. she couldn't care less.
She does not care.
Malika would ask like a leading question that was, could have been construed one way or the other. Where she would ask something like, "What does he have to do on second serves?" Right? And Chrissy Everett would be like, "Well, the reason you have second serves is because you miss your first." Like she would ask it, she would answer in that way,
that's great.
and I'd be like, "Oh no, just be nicer," kind of thing. All right, Country Club. And how'd you do this weekend in the golf tournament?
Oh, it was pretty good. It was a winning week, so that's good. Always take that. Pearson Cootie, had a nice top 20 bet on him. He finished T2. That was good. I got some Jake Knapp home, Maverick McNeely, a little bit of top 10, although he finished exactly 10th, and I didn't even look at that till right now. Justin Rose, though, wire-to-wire winner. Someone that I wish I would have considered more, Gil, but I don't know that I would have gotten to an outright bet. I did. His name did jump out to me when I was kind of running numbers. He was one of those outlier names where I'm like, Justin Rose, and I'm like, I don't really have any desire to play him at this golf course. Not really a golf course that you think of Justin Rose's game at. But wire-to-wire winner, sets scoring records at Torrey Pines. Hell of an event for Justin Rose. And I think there's a couple names that I just wrote down through the weekend, Gil. If we're getting started early season, you're looking for some of these guys that are playing, and then are they showing you any kind of consistency out of the gate, right? Like those are the guys you want to jump on. I don't know if you do the same thing with tennis, like at the Australian Open, but it's, okay, I think this guy's going to play well. Oh, he's playing well, and he's doing it week after week. Get in now while he is playing well, because this game isn't going to last that long. There's a couple of these guys, though. Pearson Cootie, who Matt and Wes had bet the past couple events, but I didn't jump on until this week. We make fun of the name, Country Club, and name Pearson Cootie, but man, he is having a great season so far. Another top 5 finish for him, top 20 finish on the season. Siwoo Kim, another great tournament out of him, T2 finish as well for him. Jake Knapp, another great event for him. So all these names I'm kind of listing. Goddard, I bet this week. He ends up finishing top 20, T18, and then Gerard too. These guys just keep doing it week after week so far to start on the PGA Tour. And then a couple others that played well this week that kind of gave me notice. Ryo Hisatsune, he is someone that the past couple years been waiting to see if he's going to come on and really, really do something strong, young Japanese player. Jake Knapp, it was great to see him starting to put some things together. Last year, a little bit of a funky year. This guy is long off the tee. He struggled with some accuracy issues last year, and his approach game really came on the back end of the year. So something to watch out for this season. And then Andrew Novak and Sahith Theegala. Theegala finally having a good finish. He's been struggling at the back end of last year. Coming into this year, gets a T7. And then Andrew Novak, he was one of these names that, he had won last year, played some great golf around this time of the year. Man, I saw him listed at some long odds these past couple tournaments. So something I'll be keeping on my radar going forward.
If you want some tennis action again, I am on Alexandra Ayala this morning. That match has not started in Abu Dhabi yet. And by the way, people are betting Sanmez they know the final scores. It's up to plus 112 on Ayala. So your number is now almost 20 cents better than the one I had overnight, which doesn't usually go that way, but here we are. I'm still on Ayala in that one this morning. And then tonight in Abu Dhabi, I have not even submitted this at VSiN.com/picks. but I have bet it already. I'm going to be on Lila Fernandez. Lila Fernandez against McCartney Kessler. Lila Fernandez right now at about minus 127 against the American McCartney Kessler. Love Leila's long-term numbers. Kessler's been playing great, by the way, as well. But it's Ayala this morning for me. It's Leila tonight in Abu Dhabi because they're playing multiple tournaments, men and women right now, but a lot of them are indoor hards, and those are all 250s. This is an outdoor hard